I'm sorry, some technical problems. Hello, everybody. Send a plus in the chat if you're doing great today, and send a minus if you are doing not so well today. And now we can start. And this week you have learned present simple tense and also some words based on feelings and senses. And this is the stuff that we are going to discuss today. But before we start, I want to tell you about one special thing. Today, one of you will have one special present for being active and for being really attentive. During the webinar, you're going to see some letters on my screen. Maybe you can see one letter right now. You can send this letter in the chat. Let's see if you are attentive for this slide. Send a letter if you can see it here. Right then, of course, it's letter Q. Letter Q. And this is the first letter of the word that you are going to see today. So be really attentive. There will be some letters, and these letters won't be on every slide. That's why you need to be really attentive. And one more thing, one more very important thing. You're going to unscramble these letters to make the correct order of the word and to send it when I tell you to send it. So let's start, and I hope that you will be very attentive today. And before we start, let's check how attentive you are for this webinar. How many legs do you see in this picture? Send your answer in the chat. How many legs do you see here? Let's check what person is the most attentive today. Okay, I'm waiting for some of your numbers here. Right then. Yeah, you have really different answers. One person thinks 12. Maybe some other people think that it's 13. That's different. Okay, we're going to check it a little bit later at the end of our webinar. And we're going to start with the grammar. And as I've told you before, this is the present simple tense. And first of all, let's say when we use this tense. This tense is used to talk about some regular things that you do every day, or also some true facts about you. Something like you live somewhere, or you do something every day, such as your homework, or you do something from time to time. For example, every Friday, you join our webinar. And one more thing, guys, I can see that you are sending some letters now. Don't send the letters. If you can see the letter now, just save it in and write somewhere, not in the chat, okay? Let's talk about the present simple now. So general things that we do every day, and also our habits or our true facts about ourselves or other people. This is how we use the present simple tense. And now let's talk about the forms of the present simple tense. As all tenses, they have affirmative, negative, and also interrogative form. Affirmative form or the positive form, this is when you just tell somebody about something, like true fact. What can it be? Such as the words here. I live. I live in Ukraine. That's true fact about me. Or I live in Kiev. That's the thing that doesn't change. And this is affirmative tense. But we have some different words. We can have I, you, we, and they. And these words are used such as with I. So you don't change the word. You say I live, we live, you live, and they live. And that's it. But what do we have if we use these words with he, she, and it? Here's the different situation. You need to add s ending to the verb. That's why you don't say he live, you say he lives. The same thing with she. She lives, and it lives. So you need to remember I, you, we, and they. You don't change the word. But he, she, and it, you add s ending here. All right, guys, send plus in the chat if everything is understandable, if you understand everything about affirmative form. And now we're moving to the negative form. Negative form is when you want to say no. I don't live in Ukraine. I live in another country. Or he doesn't live in Kiev. He changed his place of living. And here we have some special words, some helpers. What are these words? Don't and doesn't. And here's the thing, with I, you, we, and they, you use don't. And with he, she, and it, you use doesn't. He doesn't live, she doesn't live, and it doesn't live. So let's send a plus in the chat if everything is clear with this. And if you have some questions, we will have the Q&A session when you can ask me the questions, but it will be a little bit later. Okay, then let's move to the interrogative form. Here in the questions, you simply add do or does, and it goes to the beginning of the sentence. If you have do, then it means the words are I, you, we, and they. And does goes with he, she, and it. Okay, I hope that it's clear for question forms. Remember that you can ask your questions a little bit later when we have Q&A session, your questions and my answers. So let's sum up what we have discussed here. The present simple tense is used to talk about true facts about you and also some habits. We have three forms: affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Affirmative, I, you, we, and they, you don't change the word. He, she, and it, you add s ending. Negative, for I, you, we, and they, you use don't. For he, she, and it, you use doesn't. And interrogative form, you use do with I, you, we, and they at the first place, and does with he, she, it, and it goes to the first place too. All right, then, let's move on. And here is our grammar professionals task. Let's check how attentive you are and if you know the present simple well. And the task is to complete the text about this girl. She is Julia. Her name's Julia. And this is the text about Julia's daily routine. So I'm going to read this text, and you'll need to write in the chat what words we can have in these gaps. Here, here, and so on. Okay, let's get started. Hello, I'm Julia. I, early at 7. Guys, let's think what word we can have for this sentence. What we can do early at 7. Send your answers in the chat, please. I'm waiting for your replies and I'm going to read them. So I'm Julia and I do something early at 7 o'clock, but we need to say what? The first answer, get up. Okay, cool. Nice work. Can we only say get up? Or maybe there's another option? Right, cool. Real grammar professionals. But you're going to see some of these answers a little bit later, after we finish everything. Okay, let's move to the next. I, something in the bedroom. My favorite green sweater. What do you think we can have here? In the bedroom and my favorite green sweater. You can see it here, by the way. All right, let's move to this one. And of course, you have different options. Yeah, some of you think that it can be wear. Some of you think that it can be get dressed and so on. So we'll see a little bit later. All right, then, next. I, something in the kitchen. I like orange juice and a sandwich for breakfast. Sounds tasty, doesn't it? So what does she do in the kitchen? Because she likes orange juice and a sandwich for breakfast. Send your answers in the chat. Okay, guys, I'm waiting to see your answers. Okay, then, yeah, different things can be here. Maybe you can think that she cooks something, or maybe you think that she eats something. That's right. Different things can be here. Gonna check it later. Okay, any ideas for this one? I in the bathroom. So what does she do in the bathroom? The next sentence is a hint. My teeth are white. Maybe this can help you. I, something in the bathroom. My teeth are white. So what does she do in her bathroom? I'm going to see it in the chat. Write your answers there. Okay, what about next one? I at 8. Do you have any ideas about this? What she can do at 8? And the next one, At school, I something. Maybe these two sentences are connected. Don't you think so? And at school, she does something too. Rice and tomatoes and some chicken or fish. So what does she do at school if it's with rice and tomatoes and some chicken or fish? Sounds really tasty too. Okay then. Yeah, I can see your answers for different words. Try to remember your answers too, because when we finish with this slide, we're going to check and you will see everything. Okay then. After school, I something and something with my friends, Kate and Mary. Any ideas what she can do with her friends, Kate and Mary? Try to think maybe what you do with your friends. Maybe this can help you. All right. Different answers here. Maybe play, yeah, or something. Yeah, nice ideas, actually. Okay, and two final sentences. I at 7, I eat salad, and I at 8. Any ideas for this one? What she does at 7, and then she eats salad, and then what she does at 8. This is the end of her day. So nice to see your different answers here. Like play, go home, eat, and play. Okay, cool. So we're going to wait a little bit more. And then it's time for us to read her real daily routine. Okay, I'm jumping to the next slide. And that's it. Julia's daily routine. And now you can check if you were right. And I'm going to read you. Try to think how many correct answers you have to write then in the chat. So, hello, I'm Julia. I get up early at 7. I get dressed in the bedroom, my favorite green sweater. I have breakfast in the kitchen. I like orange juice and a sandwich for breakfast. I brush my teeth in the bathroom. My teeth are white. I go to school at 8. At school, I have lunch, rice and tomatoes, and some chicken or fish. After school, I go to the park and play with my friends, Kate and Mary. I have dinner at 7. I eat salad. I go to bed at 8. So my congratulations, we have finished this exercise. And now you can count how many correct answers you've got. I'm pretty sure that you can have so many correct answers. Maybe everything is correct. I remember that you have answers that are similar to these answers here, and that's very good. So you can count and send your results. I'm pretty sure that all of you are real grammar professionals, and that's really cool. Aurora says that she has uh, everything correct. Wow, pretty impressive. Very good. But if you have something different, it's not a problem too. Don't worry. Now you know some new words. Okay, then let's move on. And now it's time for us to have a grammar Q&A session. This is time for you to ask any questions you have about the grammar, the present simple, and I'm going to answer these questions. So write them please in the chat. But if you don't have any questions, you can send a minus, or you can send the phrase that you don't have any questions. So I'm going to wait for a minute, I think. One more time, if you have questions about the grammar, we have learned the present simple. Then you can send these questions in the chat. But if you don't have any questions, then just send a minus or write a phrase that you don't have any questions. Cannot see your questions yet. 30 more seconds. And then we can move on. Yeah, I can see first question. Why am I staying at home? It's not really a grammar question. I don't know why you're staying at home. But if you have some questions about the present simple, you can answer. You can ask me. Okay, then no questions here. Then we can move on to our vocabulary stuff. And here we need to remember the words. The first word was this picture, was the guy who's like, ew, it's not so cool. Yeah. The next picture was the boy looking at this hamburger. Then something here and the girl here. So send your answers in the chat what words you see here. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. 4 words. Let's see if you remember the words well. Can see some of your first answers. Like smell, okay, cool. Tasty. What about other words? Sticky. Cool. One more quiet. Okay. Maybe you have some other ideas. If you do have, send them in the chat. All right, then 10 more seconds to think and send your answers. And then I think we can check what words you have. All right, then. So let's see. The first word, smelly. My congratulations if you have this word. And here I remember that some of you sent smell, but smell it's in action, like you can smell something. But if you look at this object here, this sock, it is smelly. So you have an adjective here. Then next, delicious. All right, you had the word tasty, that's correct. But if something is very tasty, like super tasty, you have the word delicious. So this boy thinks that this burger is delicious. Next, sticky. Yeah, I saw your answers for this word and they are correct. So sticky, when you have this chewing gum, yeah, and you step on it and it's really sticky, then it's hard, really hard mm, to get rid of it. Then the next one, this is the word quiet, and you were right here. Very good. So one more time, these words are smelling, sticky, delicious, and quiet. Okay, then it's time for us to move to the next task was vocabulary professionals. And here we have some words with senses. I can see your eyes. I can hear your ears. I can smell your nose. And I can touch your hands, for example, and I can taste your mouth, your tongue. And now we need to look at these objects and think if we can use our senses to describe them. So I'm going to start with this one, the rose. And I can say that I can see a rose and also I can touch it. Yeah, if I touch some rose hips, it's not really cool. Then I can smell it, of course, but I don't really want to taste it, so it's not pretty cool here. Okay, then, so let's write about some other objects. So then we have snowball. Write in the chat what we can do to this thing with a snowball. What senses we can use here. Yeah, and Ivana is saying that I can touch a snowball. That's right, definitely. But can you do anything else? Can you smell it? I don't think so. Talking about these objects, we can all see them. Then the cookie. The first answer from you in the chat, I can taste a cookie. Yeah, that's right. But if the cookie is really fresh, you can even smell it. Yeah, imagine that someone is baking this for you and you can smell it. And of course, you can see it and you can touch it. Then, what about the bell? I can hear a bell. Yeah, that's right. But we can say that we can see it too and we can touch it too. Why not? Then, what about perfume? Write your ideas. What you can do to this perfume. For example, I can smell perfume. And usually it's really cool. Then, the dog. And Nicole is saying that she can hear a dog. Yeah, of course. But you can also touch a dog. Dogs are really cute and you can touch them and you can see them. Why not? Then these bath, and it even has a small dog here. So what can you do to this? Yeah, you can see it, of course. And you can touch it. Why not? And if you add some special things like soap or something, then you can even smell it. Only if you have these special things. Okay, then. What about pizza? Let's write about pizza. What can we do? Can we use our senses here to describe pizza? Of course, we can see it, but I think that we can smell it too. Pizza can smell really delicious. And of course, definitely you can taste pizza because it's delicious and you really want to eat. But at the same time, you can touch pizza because you want to take it. All right then. Pizza is really cool. You can use almost all of your senses with this object. Then rainbow. Ivan is saying that he can see a rainbow. Yeah, of course. But can you do anything else to rainbow? I'm not really sure. Then piano. I can hear a piano. And yeah, that's right. But also if you can play the piano, you can touch it. So then it makes some sounds. And the sun. And I can see the sun, of course. It's like the rainbow. The sun and the rainbow, they are kind of similar here because you cannot really touch them, but you can see them. You can't taste them. You can't smell them. You can't hear them, but you can only see them. And then popcorn. I can taste popcorn. Yeah, that's right. But you can also see popcorn and you can touch it and you can smell it. Sometimes popcorn smells really well. By the way, you can share your favorite taste of popcorn. Maybe you like salty popcorn, or maybe caramel, or maybe you like cheese popcorn. You can write this in the chat. I prefer caramel popcorn. What about you? Let's see how many popcorn lovers we've got here. And what's our favorite popcorn, actually? All right then. Waiting for your replies here. So let's share this. I like cheese one, caramel. All right, different answers here. Okay, cool. We have different popcorn lovers here. Okay, then. So, guys, let's sum up what we've got here on this slide. So, we can use these words to talk about our senses: see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. And as you can see, to describe different objects, you can have different words. And of course, it depends on the type of object you've got. Right then, we're moving to the next slide. And this is our vocabulary Q&A session. Questions from you and answers from me. So try to remember, if you have some questions about this vocabulary, the words that we've got there the words about senses, maybe, or maybe some other words such as smelly and delicious and sticky and quiet, the words that you have seen on the previous slide. And simply write a minus or write the phrase I don't have any questions if you think that you understand everything. Okay, I'm going to wait for a minute, I think. I cannot see your questions yet, but maybe I'm going to see it later. Mm-hmm. Okay, then, cool. Really good. So then I think that everything is great with our vocabulary, and we can move to the next thing. And this is time for idioms. Idioms, these are phrases that you can use to talk about some um, different things. And our idiom for this webinar is I'm all ears. And you can see this really cute guy that has 6 ears. Of course, um, it doesn't exist in our life, but for this phrase, it exists. And I'm all ears means you are ready to listen. For example, our webinar today. If you are all ears today, it means that you are ready to listen to me. You are ready um, to perceive the information from me, and you can do anything because you are very attentive today. So, guys, send a plus in the chat if you think that you are all ears today on our webinar. Really hope to see your pluses because you are writing in the chat. You are answering my questions. You are doing this stuff and you are all ears. Yeah, you're saying, I'm ready to listen. Yeah, but let's say the phrase, I'm all ears. So you can send this plus if you are all ears. We learned some different idioms and you can use them in your life. So that would be pretty cool to use them. Okay, then. So nice to see your pluses. That's pretty cool. And now I think we can move to the next thing. And today we're going to play Kahoot. And I'll ask you to take your phones now. Take your phones because you need to prepare for playing Kahoot. So you can take your phones. So write a plus in the chat if you have a phone and write a minus if you don't. If you don't have a phone, it's not a problem because you can see everything um, on my screen and you can write your answers for Kahoot in the chat. And that's really cool. So guys, we are playing Kahoot today. This is a really nice game to play. This is online game, an online game. So I can see that 3 people have their phones. 1 person doesn't have a phone. What about other people? If you don't have a phone, one more time, it's not a problem. You can write the answers in the chat because you will see the questions on my screen, and you will see also the colors and the answers, so you can write them in the chat. It's not a problem. Okay, what about other people? Do you have a phone? Oh, by the way, you can write in the chat if you have played Kahoot before. Oh, yes, Kachva. You don't need to download it. You don't need to download it. You don't download it. It can be on a website, so it's not a problem. Yeah, you can play in your browser. It's not a problem if you, it's not important to download it. Okay, so I'm opening this. 1 second. I'm going to open it, and we are going to start playing. So I'm starting. And now, guys, what you need to do, you need to open this website. You can see it here in the chart. So just open this website, and you need to write the game pin here and join the game. So you can write your nickname. It's going to be really funny. And now we're waiting for you. So just join. I'm waiting for players. 2 players here, 3 players here. Okay, cool. But I can see that we have more people than 3. So I'm going to wait a little bit. Guys, don't leave the game. Just don't leave the game. Stay here. So I'm going to wait for more people, like for 30 more seconds. Okay, 6 people here. So I think that we can start now. Oh, now 5. All right then. Let's start. So here you need to look at the picture and choose the activity. Get up, get dressed, or wake up. All right, guys. Try to be attentive with the time. Okay, and that was wake up. He didn't get up yet because it was like he only woke up, and that's it. Okay, next. Okay, then you still have some time to think. If you haven't joined, you can just open the website and then type PIN, and you can join now. It's not a problem. Just join now. Just open and then enter, so you will join from this. So it was get up, yes. So we're changing. Everything is changed. Okay, let's look at this picture. What's the activity here? Okay, then only two answers. 3, 4, cool. 5 answers. Okay, and this is have breakfast. Very good. Nikita has this highest answer strike of 3. Very good. What's the activity here? Let's be very attentive and answer this one. If you cannot answer here in Kahoot, you can write your answers in the chat. Okay, time is almost up. Try to answer quicker. Yeah, and that's have lunch. Very nice. Okay, people are changing. We can see only 5 people here. Maybe some other people, they are somewhere at the bottom. The next one, what's the activity here? Try to be very attentive and look at this picture. right then. What do you have here? And that's have dinner, of course. Very nice. Next, you need to see what activity we have here. Let's answer really quickly. Okay. Yay, and that's go to school and everybody's right. Nice work. What's the activity here? Be attentive with this picture. Yes, that's get dressed. Very good. Everything's changing all the time, but Nikita has a strike with 7 correct answers in a row. Very good. What's the activity here? Is it make bed, get dressed, or do homework? What are your answers here? Again, if you haven't joined the game yet, you can always open the website and write the game pin there, and that's make bad. Very good. Next, what's the activity here? Is it have classes, have a shower, or have dinner? What do you think we can see here? What are your answers? Try to answer quickly. And that's have a shower. Very good. Okay, number 10. What's the activity? Wash the face, wash the dishes, or have a shower? I'm pretty sure that you can choose the correct answer. Okay then. And that's wash the dishes. Very nice. 10 correct answers. Cool. What's the activity here? Go back home, wash the dishes, or maybe have a shower. Waiting for your answers here. Yes, and let's go back home. We're almost at the finish. And what's the activity here? Let's answer. So, 5 answers. And let's choose the correct answer. Time is up. So yeah, this is play video games. Very nice. What about this activity? Do the homework, help cook dinner, or wash the dishes? What do you choose here? We're almost ready. So, finish, please. Okay, and let's do the homework. Yes, that's right. What's the activity here? Is it have classes, have a shower, or have breakfast? Pick the answer. And of course, it's have classes. We have 2 more questions to finish the quiz. And what about this activity? Play the guitar, listen to music, or play cards maybe? Okay. And that's play the guitar. Well done, everybody. And our final question of this quiz. What's the activity here? Is it go to school, go home, or go to bed? Okay, guys, we're almost at the finish, and you're going to see who's the winner for this Kahoot game really soon. Okay, 7 answers, and we're finishing. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's it. And let's go to bed. And it's our podium here. The third place is Timur, 14 out of 16. Second place, Nikita, 16 out of 16. And who's the first place? I think it's Ivan, right? Your nickname. Okay, but we have runners up, fourth and fifth place. And don't be sad, it's just a game. And you did really good job. Okay, guys, now let's see what we have next. And now um, it's time for us to see our next thing. And we're almost at the end of our webinar. And here it is. Now it's time for us to check the answer for the first task of the webinar. And if you have found 12 legs, then it's very good. That's the correct answer. And here, guys, as you can see, we have the last letter of our task. So the first letter was Q, and you had to find some other letters. And this is the last letter. So the person who writes the correct word first is the winner, and this person will have a really good present. So try to unscramble these letters and send the word. And the first person who sends the word is going to have a present. So what's the word? I really want to have a winner here today. So I hope that you write the word. So you have found the letters. And now you can write the word. The first person to write the correct word is going to win. So let's see who's the winner today. Cannot see any words yet. So send the word that you have made out of these letters today. Yes, Aurora was the first, and Aurora Frolova today is the winner. My congratulations. You will going to have the present a little bit later. I'm not going to tell you what present you're going to have, but it's going to be really good. So Aurora, my congratulations. And others, don't be sad. You can win the present on next webinars. It's not going to be every time, but you are able to win something a little bit later. So my congratulations to Aurora. Very good. And now it's time for us to say goodbye. So, guys, thank you for being here and being active during this webinar. We have learned this week lots of things such as present simple and some new phrases about emotions and feelings and senses. So stay tuned. Hope to see you next week at the same time, at the same place, and wish you to have a really nice weekend, everybody. See